Hey, your friendly retired widow Patty here. Welcome. I was just sitting here and having an okay day and just, reflecting on a lot of things. And I was thinking about the days that, this is my new level of good. Um, but those days, like, what gets me from the hard days and believe me, those hard days are still there. There's the days when I am on the floor in the dirt and can't possibly, just all the feelings. And I was thinking about what makes that difference from that day to a day that I can be upright and functioning and actually thinking some of the same thoughts that I think other times, but I'm thinking them in a less emotional light, in a more hopeful light. And I was just kind of reflecting on what is it that gets me from down here, down here to up here. Um, and I really think that one of the things that I have been able to do that, I've talked about things, journaling gratitude and, um, taking that time and, talked about other things. But I think the one thing that really has been making one of the biggest differences for me, at least right now, this is what I'm feeling, is that the ability to, not even the ability, allowing myself to grieve, to allowing myself, giving myself, this is what it is. It's giving myself the permission to grieve, the permission to feel all the feelings, that it's okay to feel happy, sad, angry, you know, guilty, you know, guilty for moving anything of his or removing anything of his. Um, Angry that he's gone, angry that our finances were in a mess, that he didn't have us better prepared. And that's a whole nother story. But all those feelings, whether they're even valid or true, there's the whole range. When you're grieving, you feel it all. You feel the hopelessness, the anger, the frustration, the why do I have to deal with all, like, I just lost my husband and all these people are hounding me and expecting me to do all these things. And, you know, it's okay to feel all those things. And I think sometimes we can beat ourselves up. And I was doing that more, I think, in the beginning of, I would feel guilty. I would, I would move something of his. I mean, insignificant things. But then I would do it feeling okay that it was the right decision. And then I would come back and I would feel guilty about it and I would beat myself up. And I was beating myself up for things that I did or didn't do before he died. And letting myself sit in that for too long, I think. But I think allowing myself to fully feel all those feelings has really helped me, because as I as time passes, and I go through, it's like a cycle. I go through the same cycle all over again, reliving what happened, reliving all the feelings, all the, and they're not even big regrets. They're little things that I'm like, I should have done this, or I wish we would have done that, or, you know, but each time I go through this cycle, I'm finding that I'm feeling it, but not for as long. And I'm able to see past those feelings and see more, okay, what's true, right? It's, you know, beating yourself up because I should have done this, I could have done that, things would have been different. And, realizing sooner, at the end of the day, I know there's nothing I could have done to change this, right? It was his time. God called him home. There's nothing either one of us could have done or not done to change that fact. It was time. And there's days I can say that, like right now, I can say it and my voice catches a little bit. But in the beginning, even though I knew it, I couldn't say it. But I'm finding as I let myself just feel it all and let myself be angry when I need to be angry. I'll be throwing pillows around, throwing, not breaking things, but, expressing my frustration and yelling and cursing and letting it all out. And then not beating myself up for that because I let it all out. It's like, it's like, and I've been very blessed. I feel very fortunate because I am, we're retired and I'm in a position and my family is giving me that space and that grace. I'm able to do that. I'm able to just sit with my feelings. I'm able to sit and process. I mean, now I do a lot more thinking and processing. I'm having more of that. And those thoughts and processing are more on forward motion because I've already sat heavily in the looking back and I still do that. I'm not saying I don't. But I feel like because I have been allowing myself that and the people around me have allowed me that I'm starting to feel more, I'm spending more time thinking forward. Now I have like still no clue. My life is still this big blank white sheet of paper that I have no idea what to put on it. I don't know what it looks like, but I'll have this little, okay, this is something I know I would like to do. Or this is something I know I want to do differently. My cat is wanting out. So I'm watching him, what he's doing. Um, Romeo, come here. Come here, Romeo. Come here. Um, but my family has been great, and I've been in a position where I didn't have to you know grieve for a week and then get back up on my feet and go back to a 9 to 5. I can't even fathom. I mean, if this had happened even 2 years ago when I was still running a small business, I would have just had to close the doors. Well, I wouldn't have because I had some wonderful people that they've stepped in for me before and kept the all balls in the air. But I can't imagine if I hadn't have had this time. So my heart goes out to anyone out there that your circumstance is that you have to just you have to get back into the game, and you have kids. Um, and I believe God gives us grace, whatever season we're in. Um, and I would just say, you know, I think if it were me in that position, I would hope that I would be able to do the same thing in that that downtime, that time you are home. But I know that would be so much harder. So I can't really speak to that, but the season that I'm in, being able to just sit. I've had for probably the last month, close to a month now, I've had jigsaw puzzles going, and like I thought about it. Like I thought, I'm just sitting here doing nothing. Maybe I should pull out a puzzle, but just the thought and energy it required to choose a puzzle and set up my table and do it, like I didn't even have the capacity for that. And so um I don't know, just the time was right. And that and mindless Christmas movies running in the background. And Christmas has like not been, I haven't been feeling all the feels this year, and I love Christmas. um but just, there, the classic Hallmark-ish style Christmas movie, that's just the same plot over and over and over again, just different characters. um and there's been a few interspersed in between that, like, little messages pop out at me. But just having that running in the background and sitting and working a puzzle, I was spending hours every day for a while, but it's just like, it's allowed me just that quiet time just to think and process. And you know and I'm finding, there's things I'm recognizing there are things, that thoughts that I have, memories that pop up, things that I think about. um some I can even think about with a smile, and where there was nothing but tears before. So I know it's forward motion. I know my heart is starting to heal. It still feels Romeo Baker. Okay, sorry about the little interruption there. He, when he decides he wants to go outside, he starts tearing up my papers. And he was actually had some old family papers that he was about ready to dig into. So I'm like, okay, we're going to go give him a little, I get him outside for a little bit. And then, anyway, okay, let me get my thought here. Should have got my thoughts collected before I came back on. Anyway, that's been critical for me. I think having that time, puzzling, and it's a thought. Puzzles do make you think, but it's also, it's not something that requires a lot of thought. And so that's been very helpful to me, using the time. But, maybe for you, it's doing something creative, or just sitting even. But so I just wanted to share that and I really think, I believe that, I think society pushes us to move on, get over it. I haven't personally felt, I'm so grateful for where I am in life right now, and for the people that God has surrounded me with, because I have not really, I've only very rare little comments. But for the most part, everyone is so gracious and, you know, take the time you need. But I try to, when I am feeling on my new normal good day, current normal, I'm going to say current normal. I'm not going to say new normal because it's going to get better. I know it's going to get better. My current good days, um, I try to be as all in as I can be. I try to be engaged with people around me. I try to be engaging in tasks that are, the hard tasks, the stuff I don't want to deal with, um, the things that need to be done. And then just letting myself, when I need that time, just let it all out. And I mean, that's what I'm gonna do, just let it all hang out. Because again, I shared this quote, I think in my last video, is what we run from pursues us. What we embrace transforms us. And I'm really, 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 really seeing that play out. The more I just embrace it, like it is what it is. Like I don't want to be angry. I don't want to feel icky. I don't want to feel sad. I don't want to feel like my heart is, breaking. Oh, that was what I was going to say. That my heart is breaking in 1,000 pieces. I don't want to feel, you know, guilty. I don't want to feel all those yucky things, but it's part of the process. It's like getting our brain and our heart to align with the facts of the situation is a process. It is a process that I only sort of understand. Like when I hear somebody explain it, it's like, oh, okay, well that makes sense, yeah. But it's just, we are built to get through this, but not in a blink of an eye. You cannot face you cannot face a huge loss, a huge trauma, your world exploding. You cannot face that and then pack it all up in a little box, tuck it away over here, and move on with your life. You can, maybe. I couldn't. I just don't think I could do that. I've probably done it with other things and smaller things. I think I've always been a griever, like a crier, and I cry it out, and I usually feel better, with other situations. But sooner or later, the seams of that box are going to start busting away, and that monster that's inside of there that you've locked up is going to come after you. And I was involved in some through our church ministry years ago in some like deep, trauma counseling sessions. And that was one of the things they talked about back then, is that monster that you've hid away, that thing that happened that you don't want to face, you don't want to talk to, it's beating that door of that closet down. It's trying to break out of the box and when it does, you will come to a screeching halt. So so I guess in my mind it's like, okay, deal with this now, right? And embrace it, and it is what it is. It's like, I didn't choose this. I would never choose this, but here I am, and I want to be I don't want this to be the thing that takes me down. I want this to be the thing that makes me better. I want to get through this. I want to get on the other side. I want people to see that you can get through, um, that you can get through losing the love of your life and you can move on. I know this because other people have shown me. And so I'm here to show you. What I wanted to say was, and I think that was about the point the cat drug me away, is in the beginning, I felt like I described it as I felt like I was being literally ripped in half because my husband were two halves of a whole, and 40 years of growing closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. When he left, when he was not there, it was like part of me got ripped away as well. And that was the only way I could explain it. And I feel like that's still a fact. I still don't know how to function on my own, like, yet. I mean, I can do things, I can take care of myself. I can do, it's not that, it's just emotionally, and what do I want? Because we were together and our plans were together, forward motion. So figuring out what I want, what direction, where is God leading me for the future? So that's still a lot to work through. But I was realizing that I don't feel like my heart actually physically hurt. I mean, there was nights I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to have a heart attack and I'm going to die and I'm going to leave my family. I can't do this to them. And I mean, it's like it has made me get hyper aware of taking good care of myself. But I think mostly it's a broken heart. My heart's broken, and there's a lot of damage from being ripped apart. But I feel like, I don't know, I don't even know if I can fully explain it. I can just feel the healing. I can feel the healing happening. It still hurts. It's still painful. I still don't have all the answers, but I can feel that the healing is happening. And I believe that a big part of the reason why is because I'm leaning into it. I've been really trying to just lean into it and feel it all and face it all and not rush myself. And, I don't know what tomorrow looks like. I don't know what next week looks like. I don't know what 6 months from now looks like. But today, this is how I'm feeling. And hope is becoming more tangible to me. So hang in there, my friend. If you're walking through this, wherever you are in your journey, I don't care if you're 10 years in and you still feel like you're being absolutely ripped apart at the seams. That's your timeline. That's your timeline. And again, I don't know how I'm going to feel 6 months from now. I may just be on some temporary, I may take a hard nosedive right back out and down into the dirt. I don't want to. I'm trying not to. But if I need to, I will. Because obviously there's still more that I got to work through. So that was all I wanted. I was just sitting here and thinking about all that, and I'm like, you know what? I have this tendency to sit and think about it and ponder it more and more, and then I talk myself out of talking to you about it. And um, I don't know, just felt like it was on my heart to share, so I'm sharing. So I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or your evening whenever you're watching this, and I will see you soon in the next video. And thanks so much for being here. If you feel so inclined, I would love for you to hit the like button, of course, because that helps me, helps other people to see it. I really would like more people to see it because nobody sees it. I'm just kind of spitting in the wind. And if you really like hanging out here, if you really want to commit to the long ride, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate you being here. And I really hope this is value to you and help to you. And stay tuned for what's next.